Hello again. I'm Artrell Hawkins here with BearcatSportsPage.com, coming to you from the University of Cincinnati. To this point, we've highlighted players and coaches on our Spotlight segment for spring football practice. However, today is our last segment, and we've saved the best for last. Today we've had the opportunity to catch up with 5 of the most celebrated players on one of the most celebrated teams in University of Cincinnati history. With the NFL Draft 2 days away, their focus is no longer on winning Big East championships, but on getting their name here, on the Bearcats and the NFL wall. We sat down and we talked, and they had a lot of interesting things to say. They talked about their time here at the university, and they also talked about the friendships that they'll miss. And moving forward, they talked about their excitement and what this weekend means in terms of them moving forward and realizing a dream that they've worked so hard for. So with no further ado, I present to you the former Bearcats and almost NFL stars. Last year at this time, did you foresee what was going to happen in terms of what you've done and bringing University of Cincinnati football and putting it on the map? Could you foresee that last year?
I'll start off. I really didn't think about where we would take it to. All I was thinking about, and I think these guys would agree, was about winning games that coming season, was about beating Pittsburgh, was about beating West Virginia, was about beating Louisville. So I didn't think we were thinking about the impact that it would have, at this point. But I think when we got, towards the end of the season, you really started to notice it, and it made things even more fun while we were playing.
Okay, now I'm going to read you off some of your accomplishments, which are pretty impressive. When I first got to school here in 1994, even to the time I left, we went to the first, in my last year, 97, we went to our first bowl game. In 50 years, the Humanitarian Bowl. Go Boise. But I always said that I played football at a basketball school. That tide is turning pretty rapidly, and you guys, you have a lot to do with that. I'll just read some of this stuff. School record 11 wins last year. Back-to-back 10-win seasons. You set attendance records. You set records for season tickets. 10 All-Big East players. 5 All-Americans. Kevin, you only 2-time first-team All-American. But it's pretty impressive. How proud are you? How proud are you guys that you're the class that's going to be remembered for bringing this program and putting it to national prominence?
I think it's pretty sweet that we're kind of class that turn it from, like you said, a football team and a basketball school, from a football school that there's also a basketball team. And now you no longer have to get a football ticket to get a basketball ticket. It might start to be getting you to get a basketball ticket to get a football ticket. And it's just completely changed.
You said that backwards, Kevin.
No, you used to have to get a football ticket in order to get a basketball ticket.
Oh yeah, you did.
But now
you said it right.
You might have to change that. So, I just think it's over the course of the last 5 years since I've been here, it's just changed dramatically in terms of that. So.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about Coach Kelly and his contribution, to this university, to the football team. I compare him to be kind of like Bill Belichick, in the sense that he's a good leader. He might even be a little bit better with the press than Bill, but he's a good leader. He makes tough decisions. He fires the defensive coordinator, John Trace, last year after you guys go to the Orange Bowl, have 11-2 record. But in his estimation, he needed to get to a 3-4. So he got rid of, the guy who ran the 4-3. To each of you, I need each of you to answer this. What has Coach Kelly done for you individually that you think is helping you right now?
I think he showed that more that we can do, the better we are. So he feels that if you can do more than one, it shows that you're versatile and you bring a lot to the table. And with him wanting to go to a 3-4, it's just showing that the players that he got now, they can be versatile and play like a 2-gap technique now that they had to play on the D-line. And just they doing more in the back end of the defense. So just the transition, he feels that the transition will probably be not as smooth, but it wouldn't be as hard to transition to a 3-4 from a 4-3.
And don't you think that takes, pretty tough skin? Basically some balls, I didn't want to say it, but it takes some balls to do that. And like you said, Bill Belichick, again, he'll take a player. I was one of those players. I played cornerback for 8 years. When I got there, he switched me to safety. I started 21 games for him over 2 years at a different position. You played different position. You're a defensive end now. You weren't before. I mean, you played safety and corner. You played you're a kicker, never mind.
No, I think as far as Coach Kelly goes, I think it kind of rubs off on us, his kind of swagger and his confidence, And I think players like that when they see their coach isn't scared to make decisions that won't be wrong. And then one other thing that Coach Kelly does that I like is he's not afraid to talk about the NFL or afraid to talk about he's trying to do things like the NFL. And for a college guy, I mean, really, we're thinking about college winning, but we're all thinking about the NFL too. I mean, that's why we came to college, to go to the next step. So I think players really appreciate a coach that'll sit down and talk to them about the NFL and a coach that wants to do things like they do in the NFL, like switching to a 3-4 like a lot of teams are doing.
Now, you guys, I mean, it's pretty much been a kind of a whirlwind year for you, especially coming from the Orange Bowl. You go right, a lot of you went right to the Senior Bowl, the combines, personal workouts, you're visiting teams. Tell me about the experience. Are you tired of it? Or you just want to get it over with and go to league? Or tell me about the experience.
It's like a one chance in a lifetime opportunity, so you just soak it in the whole entire time, and just keep living in the moment. And you don't want it to end, really. You want it to come because you want to find out where you're going, but at the same time, you just soak it all in because we're only 22, 23 one time in your life, and you just enjoy the experience.
We'll get off football just for a second, and we'll get right back to it. We want to talk about some characters right here. Who's the clown of this group?
B. Wood.
Why do they say you're the clown?
Maybe because of the back of the bus. We never let anybody live anything down. The defensive side of the bus, we tend to think that we were the funniest guys on the team. It was me, Connor, D-Lo, Bird, Cardo, just a bunch of guys on the back of the bus chopping it up and just having fun. It was just basically like we always just before any game, after the game, it was just an atmosphere back there that just probably will never be able to be repeated. They'll probably try to have the same thing that we had last year.
They can't do it.
It won't be the same because it's not the same guys back then.
Okay, so you're the clown. Who's the teacher's pet?
Probably Connor.
D-Lo.
That's it. Are you kidding me?
Hey, you kidding me?
Connor, you the teacher's pet?
Connor.
He is the teacher's pet. D-Lo tries to be the teacher's pet.
All right. But I don't try, though. I don't do anything special.
If I remember right, I think Coach Kelly told us during the bowl season, he's like, if you guys need to, if you need to do something, you need to ask about some changes, he's like, see your player rep, Connor Barber.
So, and now, there's player reps in the NFL, but usually those are guys you stay away from when you're talking about going to hang out or what you're going to do because you're never sure if they're snitching or not. You ever snitch?
No, never. The only reason they say that, is because I found out towards the end of the year, Jeff was hiding some hoodies in the equipment room, and he was waiting to give them to us. So I went to Coach Kelly and was like, yo, Jeff's hiding these hoodies. We need to get them. And Coach Kelly made the move. We had them in our lockers the next day. So that's the reason people are saying that. I was the guy that would go talk to him and say certain things.
So you don't have a bedroom at his house? Or
No,
he doesn't have you don't have a special page or anything or a bat signal?
If I remember right, during camp, during football camp, he was the guy driving the boat. Coach Kelly gave him the keys to the boat.
That's pretty impressive. Okay, now who's the guy, the underdog, the work hard, no matter what got here, shows up every day, does his job, doesn't complain? Who's that guy?
I would give it to Lamont, the guy that's always practicing the hardest. Sure.
Yeah, I usually got to show up and be the hype man for the day. Every day is a grind. Not every day you want to be there, but every day I show up at practice, ready to work hard, be vocal, and get these dudes ready to go no matter what. So
we start our FSA lines off. That's what we start practice off with. And it could be a day, it could be the Monday, it could be Wednesday, and you're going to hear a certain sentence out of Lamont. Let me hear you, Ferg.
Yeah, go to work every day.